Back in March, the Seattle Seahawks they have traded Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos for Shelby Hurst, Noah for Phil Drew, Luck to the first, second, a perch in the pear tree. Now I can confirm that later deal, but I just have feel that was throwing in here as Russell Wilson. He already going to be said here earlier this week. For this was not the first time that the Seahawks tried to trade him. In fact, probably even the second or the third time. But one time he did recall in 2018 when the Seahawks they kind of kicking their tires. They're of the Cleveland Browns back when they wanted to acquire the number one overall selection. Now I know back then Pete Carroll, he still loved himself a little bit of Russell Wilson. I mean, there's still a little bit of among when it's come down to Carl and Wilson relationship. I don't think that quite is the same as it now because you listen to the press conference. Pete Carroll basically said, "Hey, whatever the fans are into, whatever the 12 are up to, I'm down than them," which basically Coach Speaker booed that man. And now the Denver Broncos, you knew they were going to out there and getting themselves a QB. I mean, they have struggled the last couple of seasons here with Drew Lock, with Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, they couldn't draft a QB to save their lives. In fact, best QB that they have ever had was the free agent signing up Peyton Manning in trade and brought them John Elway. Now, it wasn't just a QB. That came in the Broncos, have a new head coach as well. That's a headache. So this offense is going to be looking a little bit different, which I think is going to look very good for the running back. He concerning his track and record back in Buffalo, there was like a Fred Taylor, Jacksonville with Leonard Fournette, and the Green Bay Packers with the like of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Now let's talk about Russell Wilson in this Denver Broncos team. Starting at the quarterback position, obviously Wilson is a revenge game of sort for him. I mean, it's not as big of a deal. Maybe Baker Mayfield going back to Cleveland for Carolina Panther. But, I mean, it's on the back of Russell Wilson mind, and you know that what Sarah probably really just wanted to know that Seattle, but Denver was Wilson type choice when it's come down to the team they could be traded to, and as Seahawks team has been the difference maker in the contest could very well be the 12th. I mean, the coaching staff, they know what Russell Wilson about. They know what he planned to do, and he planned to take some sacks from the time. And it will be usual suspect to speak there in Seattle. That include Darrell Taylor and his 6.5 sacks in 5 contests last season. The Shelby Hurst had 6 sacks with the Denver Broncos last season. A newcomer from the Los Angeles Chargers, who had some big games toward the end of the year for the Chargers. I mean, he gave the Raiders fit in the first game of the last season, week number 18. There now wasn't. He is ready to ride with the Broncos country. I mean, Broncos country, let's ride. I mean, that would kind of stick there for a couple months. I mean, probably still going to make fun of throughout the season there, but now wasn't fully recovered from the finger surgery. That really hampered his production last season. Not only did that he missed time, but he did return it. It wasn't good. You could tell the finger was definitely bothering him. Now the offense here is in Denver. It may be the best piece of the offense that Russell Wilson has been able to work with. That and is saying something concerning what Saturday surrounding him. What I mean, you know, like DK, Metcalf, Dope Baldwin, Ty Lockett, Marshawn Lynch, but this Bronco pass catcher and running back, they are good in the league right now. Now, unfortunately, it's great to have offensive piece, but you had to have some short of company to get the ball up to them. And that was Seattle does not have the right rely on Geno Smith now. I'm giving Geno Smith a hard time here, but true. We told 4 games last season, we had pretty good idea what to expect from this season, and I give you a hint. It's not good, and for contest should eventually was there 65 of 95 for a 702 touchdown to only interception. That sounds good. The competition percentage sound good, but he never threw more than 210 yards in any of those contests. In the fact, his best contest game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which should tell you, they're about 20 for 24 performance. There is which threw for about 195 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also happened to tie Lockett. Only productive game with Geno Smith on the center. Now Geno Smith, he's going to be having his hand cut out for him there. He's going to have to get the ball low quickly because Randy Georgie, he looking to make this record debut for 6 sacks performance there in 2021. And Billy Cup, he returning to his Buckles lineup after missing much of the last season due to injury. So if the Seahawks are having any chance to in this contest, two things come out of there. Geno Smith has to get the ball out of his hand quickly and make smart decision. And rookie tackle Charles Cross, he has to dominate his side of the line of scrimmage. Not talk about those running back here a little bit off a record saying whatever it costs to acquire Devontae Williams' service for your fantasy football roster. You need to pay the piper, to pay the cost. It doesn't matter what it is too low now, what capable of doing. Him and Melvin Gordon basically split touches in touch backfield 50-50 last season, and including the yardage. I mean, Melvin Gordon and Devontae Williams would be tied at a whist here, but I think you're going to see more of the action to Javonte Williams. This is more of 60-40 split. We already know from Melvin Gordon saying that the Denver Broncos watch Devontae Williams to be the man, especially after rushing for 903 yards, average 4.4 yards per catch last year. Season now, Williams expected a big workload his way up the game straight. Going to indicate a heavy flow kind of spirit of the Denver Broncos, assuming that the Seahawks are probably dead and out of the second quarter, but they have games on paper. Now, one thing that you could be a bit of direction of Devontae Adams is Jordan Brooks. There's in the middle of the most infamous tackles in National Football League, 130 solo tackles, 183 total, but will he still have the same production now that Bobby Wagner is no longer there to the funnel? That over him, can Jamal Adams step up the run game? Maybe. Fill in the box a little bit, maybe. Help out, stop, and run a little bit. I don't know. That to be seen, but something I don't know is the Broncos running game back. They can catch the ball out of the backfield. Grady Dig is going to have a little bit to say. In that one, it said to William had 43 receptions last season in an intentional 316 yards. So we know that the Broncos are more willing to play this passing game out of the backfield, and we know that Quandre Diggs, he probably one of the better safety when it's come to the defending the passing rushing back in the National Football League. As far as Melvin Gordon concerned, it's very toxic about being on the backup paper.